Hello, everyone. Trying something a little new, little new setting here. See how it goes. See how it goes. If you're new here, I'm Josh. I also go by Snowjuki as my artist / studio name. I do everything from, and I love everything, ranging from art, fashion, music, books, 3D, motion media, video games, snow, of course, and so much else in between. So within this, I want to touch on kind of my, a reflection for myself, but also just, my process and, everything I went through in, writing my first book and, my first physical piece. So it all started about a month ago. I had finally published everything and got it up on Amazon through their direct publishing platform, which I'll go into a little detail about. But sort of just had these writings for over the past year and just needed to get them out there and into the world and just seen by whoever wants to see them. Getting that first proof and being oh wow, this is actually my tangible work in my hands right now. It is kind of surreal, and I'm still leaning into oh, I'm technically an author, I have a published book, So sometimes it doesn't feel real, and sometimes it does, It's the duality of it all. But yeah. Also, I'll have it down below in the description if anybody wishes to support, which would mean so much to me. Also, if anyone wants a free PDF version, I can upload that and put it on my website. Just let me know and I'll gauge the interest and see what I can do. Well, I can do it. I started this book and the culmination of all these stories probably almost exactly a year ago. Probably around the end of summer, to be more exact, but it doesn't matter. And I finally decided this summer, F it, I'm just going to make it, get it out there, because I think the world, and, even if it touches one person and they go, oh, that was cool, I did my job, So I had flipped between, a couple different names, and I landed on White Raven, partially because it was cool to me, and, I had just started designing the character that's on the cover based on that. So I kind of stuck with that, and I liked, at least from, my quick research, the meaning behind it, how, it hints at being in touch with, spirituality, healing, and just wisdom in general. I really liked that, and I thought it was a good theme that went along with the stories and, how some of them are semi-real life based and, being a bridge between me and, the worlds that I'm making almost. So last year I had read short fiction by Philip K. Dick. Amazing book, amazing author, but his short stories and just how detailed, how vivid they were to me, and literally just I could visualize them so easily, and I feel that catalyzed me into making my own and further developing my own worlds. So that was the big one. For my short story in here called Wild Wild Punk, I just graduated this past May, and in one of my senior classes, we had to make our own storyline and basically our own whole world based off of just the prompt of it has to include time travel in a sense. So two characters from one timeline, two characters from another timeline. So I put my own twist on that. From that, I took some inspiration from the episode in Space Dandy called "A Race in Space is Dangerous, Baby." That was my main fuel. I just enjoy anime, and I feel anime undertones of such a big influence where they show up but not as prominent. But at the time I was watching that, so I feel that fueled me in the months later when I had to do it for class. And it's weird because when I was working on the story I initially wrote in class isn't vastly different, but it's a little different, Because even in a couple months, I changed it so much to match the characters, match the story, and flesh out the world more for myself. So it was really nice to see how it developed so much over time, and just fit. I feel it fit the characters more. Some of the artwork doesn't fit as much because it's not as in depth in the story, but the world is that in depth. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. In the writing and art sense. And then finally for the rest of the book, I was mostly inspired by my real life memories and experiences and just stuff that has happened in my life, which is like a ton of the reason for the poems and poetry and like why they mean so much personally and like less to the reader probably. But again, I love them and wanted to include them, so I thought they fit after the short stories. So based on real life, the short story Eve was, I don't know if I was meditating or what, but I got an idea for an invention, and instead of waiting 20, 30 years or whatever for the technology to like get there to where I could actually make it, and I could make it now, but I was in school and I was like, I don't have time to make this right now. So I said, let me just make it into a short story and like get it out there. That way it is in the world, and like if someone wanted to like take it and make their own, it's like kind of an inspiration, just an inspiration snowball kind of. So that was my sort of like background and inspiration, and kind of just like the undertone of me wanting to get it out there and get it into the world as fast as possible. Especially this summer, I like hit a point where I'm like, why sit on these stories and like wait when I could just do it and get it done and get it out there? So we did. And what fueled me also is in the spring I designed a book cover for my aunt, and she did pretty much the same thing, just like put her own book of poetry out. And I feel like knowing that in the back of my head, I was like, okay, I could do this too, you know? So I appreciate her as inspiration. And like doing it through Amazon Kindle, it's KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing. Doing it through there was like super easy, super streamlined. Like they have it like nailed down with like helpful links. You can like read more just if you want to find out more. And like, again, just super streamlined and super easy. Also, I knew I didn't really want to order like 1,000 copies and just like have so much excess, and like was leaning more towards like the print on demand. So I did go through a couple different sites and thought like I could have it linked or like have it in a store, but I'd rather have it on Amazon, which is huge and like easily accessible to, at least in the United States. I don't know about worldwide, but just like so much more accessible. And again, so easy to get it up there and done and published. So for the formatting side of things, I started with Affinity Publisher 2. Super great program, super easy to use. I just looked up a tutorial on book formatting and followed the guy. I only had like, because they gave me a 7-day free trial, and I kind of wasted half the day, so I ended up having to switch back to InDesign, which, long story short, my subscription ran out because I wasn't in school anymore, so we had to sail the 7 seas and grab the loot for ourselves, if you know what I mean. But we got it, or I got it. So I ended up using that, and I've used InDesign over the years for like certain graphics and certain things. So I definitely knew it a little better than Affinity, but like basically they work the same, and I just did the same thing, just looking up YouTube tutorials on how to format, and I already had fonts and stuff that I wanted to use. So, and it's pretty easy because you can just, if you have like the full manuscript done, you can just like continue to each block and it'll kind of do it itself, and then you just like format it like each chapter. You would figure it out. Like it's not that bad. I wanted to go through like a couple things I didn't do also, because mainly I was pushing to get it out so fast that I didn't apply for my own ISBN number, which if you're doing it through Amazon, they do give you one or like assign you one, which is nice because then you don't have to go out of your way to do it. Also, I made the work, so it's technically copyrighted under like whatever that law is, but I didn't like apply for like a trademark or like copyright or any of those, which for my first book, and it's like kind of sort of a mini book, I was like, it doesn't matter that much to me, but like going forward, I'll probably look into it more. Also, no real promotion other than like this video and like trying to help others and like just spread it out there that anyone can make a book pretty much. And also just like one TikTok, which like mostly just friends saw, nothing crazy, at least yet. But other than that, just sending it to family members and hearing them read it and like knowing like, wow, my family's like reading something I wrote. That's also kind of surreal, but I love it because I think it can expand their mind and expand their perception of like what my taste is and like what the worlds I'm building and like kind of like what I like, you know, a little bit more about me that they might not have known, which is nice. So some final thoughts. One, it is like I'm still stepping into just like realizing like I am an author. Like it's crazy to be able to like sit here and fully go like, oh, I'm holding my own book. Like this is something I've wrote. These are my words and like my art on the cover. So that's been, I mean, I've gotten better at it and I'm like more accepting of it. Like the first couple of days I was like, holy, like just like mind boggled. So that's always fun. And for anyone's first book, I'm sure it's the same. Another thing, I think having like semi-real life based experiences, memories, thoughts, whatever it may be, just like having that, whether it be in like the form of poetry or like even short stories, I think that has freed me so much from them and like kind of like having it out there and like knowing other people could explore that and like know that about me has freed myself from them. Not that they were bad or anything that I was like looking for freedom from, but I think it's like a bonus and like a added thing that I didn't really think about at first. The last one, it makes me want to make more, like I love writing, more in like the fictional sense and like just making worlds and making cool stuff that people want to read. So it's helped me like deep dive into my own comic that I've been putting off for years, but also like not really putting off, just like long story short, in school didn't have the time, now I have the time. I know how to do it. It's like how everything lines up so perfectly and now I can actually do it. Lastly, I just want to say, go make one. Go make a book, whether it be poetry, art book, a book of photos, a book of nature photography you like, a book of flowers, a collage book, literally anything. I feel like it's so accessible and easy that like most artists and like writers probably know, but like I feel like anyone could make one. Like my aunt who made one about poetry. It's like it really is that simple, you know? So go make one. Like you don't have anything to lose. There is only now. Like if you keep putting it off, if you are, like it'll just keep getting put off. You just have to go like, hey, I'm gonna do this. Let's do this. Even if one person reads it, you've touched another soul. Like that's amazing. Again, like there is no perfect moment. Like there's no perfect idea. There is only now, and like you only have right now to make it. Whatever that is, and that goes for anything. Like any piece of art, anything you're working on, a film, a sculpture, a project, even like someone you want to talk to, like it literally could apply to anything. But yeah, that's about it. Just don't let it slip by. I think creation is one of the most beautiful things of life. I think it is life itself, the change and creation and undercurrents of everything that happen. And yeah, I wish you well. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting me, even taking time to watch this. I appreciate you. Again, much love.